If you thought Netflix was only about sweet romance and family-friendly entertainment, this list is about to change your mind completely. Today, we are diving into 9 Netflix movies and series that are so bold, emotional, intense, and sometimes shocking that you probably should not watch them in public. Whether it is because of the mature scenes, uncomfortable tension, emotional intimacy, or extremely daring storytelling, these titles will definitely make you lower your screen brightness when someone walks past you. And trust me, this is not just about random adult content. Some of these stories are genuinely emotional, beautifully written, and unforgettable. From Japanese dramas to Korean psychological stories and Taiwanese romance masterpieces, this list has everything. So grab your headphones, make sure nobody is sitting behind you, and let's get started. Number 9. The Naked Director. Starting this list with one of the wildest Japanese Netflix originals ever made. Released in 2019, The Naked Director is inspired by the real-life story of Toru Muranishi, a man who completely changed Japan's adult entertainment industry during the 1980s. But this series is much more than just shocking scenes. It is actually about ambition, rebellion, fame, obsession, and how far a person can go to escape failure. The main character starts as an ordinary salesman whose life collapses after betrayal, and then he enters an industry that completely transforms him. The reason this show is impossible to watch in public is obvious. The series contains constant mature scenes, strong language, and extremely bold moments. But surprisingly, it also has incredible acting and addictive storytelling. You start watching for curiosity, but you stay because the rise and fall journey feels intense and strangely emotional. If you enjoy fast-paced Japanese dramas that mix chaos, comedy, and dark realism together, this show is unforgettable. Number 8. My Husband Won't Fit. This is probably one of the most emotionally uncomfortable dramas on this list. Released in 2019, My Husband Won't Fit tells the story of a newly married couple who deeply love each other but struggle with physical intimacy because of a very personal issue. Now at first, the title sounds almost comedic, but the drama itself is actually serious, emotional, and heartbreaking. It explores loneliness, insecurity, marriage pressure, depression, and the emotional distance that can slowly grow between two people, even when they still love each other. The reason you cannot comfortably watch this in public is because the show is filled with intimate conversations, mature scenes, and emotionally vulnerable moments that feel extremely personal. Some scenes become so awkward and realistic that you almost feel like you are invading someone's private life. What makes this drama stand out is how honest it feels. It does not try to be glamorous or fantasy-like. Instead, it shows how complicated adult relationships can become when communication slowly disappears. Number 7. The Could Have Gone All the Way Committee. Released in 2018, this Japanese movie has one of the most unusual concepts on this list. The story follows a group of men who meet and talk about the women they almost had relationships with, but never actually ended up with. Sounds simple, right? But the film becomes surprisingly emotional, nostalgic, and deeply reflective. It is not just about romance or attraction. It is about regret, mistiming, emotional immaturity, and those what-if moments that stay inside your head forever. The movie includes several mature conversations and suggestive moments, which already make it difficult to watch around people. But emotionally, it is also the kind of film that makes you quietly stare at the screen, thinking about your own past relationships. The atmosphere feels intimate and realistic, almost like listening to private confessions from strangers. And that is exactly why this movie leaves such a strong impact. Number 6. Fishbowl Wives. If there is one Netflix Japanese drama that became famous everywhere because of its boldness, it is Fishbowl Wives. Released in 2022, the series follows several married women trapped in unhappy relationships who slowly become involved in affairs and emotional connections outside marriage. Every episode focuses on different couples, different struggles, and different emotional wounds. Some relationships involve emotional neglect, controlling partners, loneliness, or toxic marriages. Because of this, the drama feels mature not only physically, but emotionally as well. And yes, this series contains many intimate scenes. Watching it in public is basically impossible unless you want everyone around you to start looking at your screen. But beyond the mature content, the series also asks difficult questions about love, freedom,
happiness, and whether people can truly remain loyal when they feel emotionally broken. The cinematography is beautiful, the emotions feel raw, and every story leaves you thinking long after the episode ends. Number 5. I Will Do It in the Next Life. This Japanese drama from 2020 looks cute and comedic on the surface, but it quickly becomes one of the most unexpectedly mature shows you will ever watch. The story follows a woman working at a gaming company while secretly managing an extremely complicated dating and physical relationship life. Instead of treating adult relationships as something dramatic or forbidden, the show approaches them with humor, awkward honesty, and realism. What makes this drama dangerous to watch publicly is how casually it discusses intimate topics. The conversations, situations, and character dynamics constantly push into mature territory. One second, you are laughing, and the next second, you are desperately hoping nobody can hear the dialogue from your phone speaker. But despite the comedy, the show is also surprisingly relatable. It explores loneliness, modern dating culture, emotional emptiness, and the strange ways people try to feel connected in adult life. The characters feel messy, flawed, and human, which is exactly why the drama became so popular. Number 4. The Treacherous. Now we move into Korean cinema, and things become much darker. Released in 2015, The Treacherous is a historical psychological drama set during the Joseon era. The story follows a cruel king who becomes obsessed with pleasure, power, and control, leading to manipulation, betrayal, and disturbing political corruption. This movie is visually stunning, but it is also extremely intense. The mature scenes are bold, the violence is brutal, and the atmosphere becomes increasingly disturbing as the story progresses. But underneath all the shocking content, the film is actually a tragic story about power destroying humanity. The characters are constantly manipulated by greed, fear, and survival instincts. Watching this movie in public would already be awkward because of the mature scenes alone, but emotionally, it also becomes very heavy. Some moments are genuinely uncomfortable because of how ruthless the world inside the film feels. If you enjoy dark, historical Korean movies with psychological tension, this film is unforgettable. Number 3. Thirst. Directed by legendary filmmaker Park Chan-wook, Thirst is one of the most unique vampire movies ever made. Released in 2009, the story follows a priest who accidentally becomes a vampire after a failed medical experiment. But instead of becoming a normal horror film, the movie turns into a disturbing exploration of desire, guilt, temptation, and human instincts. This film is not just scary. It is sensual, psychological, emotional, and sometimes deeply uncomfortable. The chemistry between the characters feels dangerous, and the movie constantly mixes romance with horror in a way that feels unforgettable. And yes, this is absolutely not something you casually play in public. The mature scenes, emotional intensity, and dark atmosphere make it one of the boldest Korean films ever created. But what truly makes Thirst special is how artistic it feels. The cinematography, performances, and emotional storytelling are incredible. It is one of those movies that leaves you thinking long after the credits end. Number 2. Man in Love. This Taiwanese romance film surprised many viewers because people expected a simple love story, but instead got an emotional roller coaster. Man in Love follows a gangster-like debt collector who unexpectedly falls in love with a woman caring for her sick father. At first, the relationship feels playful and sweet, but slowly the story becomes deeply emotional and heartbreaking. Unlike some other entries on this list, this movie is not famous because of explicit content. Instead, it is the emotional intimacy and chemistry that make it impossible to comfortably watch around people. Some romantic moments feel so personal and raw that you almost feel embarrassed watching them beside strangers. The performances are fantastic, and the emotional progression feels natural. By the second half, many viewers end up crying unexpectedly because the story becomes incredibly painful and sincere. This is the kind of romance movie that quietly destroys your emotions. And finally, number 1, Your Name Engraved Herein. This movie is not only one of the best Taiwanese romance films ever made, but also one of the most emotionally powerful LGBTQ+ love stories in Asian cinema. Released in 2020, the film follows two boys growing up in Taiwan during a time when society did not openly accept same-sex relationships. What starts as friendship slowly develops into deep emotional love, but fear, social pressure, and confusion constantly stand between them. The chemistry between the two leads feels incredibly real. Every look, every silence, and every emotional moment carries weight. The film also includes several intimate and emotionally vulnerable scenes that make it difficult to watch around others. But honestly, the biggest reason you cannot watch this publicly is because of the emotional damage. This movie hurts. It captures the pain of loving someone while feeling terrified of the world around you. The cinematography is beautiful, the soundtrack is unforgettable, and the emotional storytelling feels painfully authentic. By the end, many viewers are left completely silent. It is the kind of movie that stays in your heart long after you finish watching it. So yeah, these were 9 Netflix movies and series you probably should not watch in public. Some are bold, some are emotionally intense, and some are simply too personal to comfortably watch around other people. But one thing all these titles have in common is that they are unforgettable.
Whether you enjoy psychological stories, emotional romance, dark realism, or mature relationship dramas, these movies and shows prove that Asian cinema and Netflix originals are willing to explore themes most mainstream content avoids. And if you know another movie or series that deserves to be on this list, drop it in the comments, because there are definitely more hidden gems out there. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more Asian drama and movie recommendations. See you in the next video.